hopefully very soon we will come back home.
Local Venezuelans hope they can one day return to their home country after the arrest of dictator Nicolas Maduro. We have their feelings about the U.S. operation coming up.
Also, 4 firefighters are fired while on medical leave due to injuries suffered on the job. We hear from union reps fighting for them to be reinstated.
And today, a warmer day out there. More humidity means fog. First alerting fog for the next few days, and Friday could be a wet and even stormy day. We'll talk about it in your Weather Authority forecast.
From Fox 8, this is breaking news.
Tonight, state police asked for the public's help in locating 2 young children reported missing from Lafayette.
Venezuela libre!
Esas son las reacciones luego de la caída de Nicolás Maduro, que hace eco acá en el norte de Texas. Hoy conocerá por qué algunos están a favor, pero también por qué otros están en contra del operativo realizado para lograr su captura.
Mañana fresca, pero esta semana suben las temperaturas. Le voy a decir hasta cuánto en mi segmento.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenos días, feliz lunes 5 de enero, feliz año a todos. Es un gusto incorporarme de nuevo a Noticias 23.
Bueno, ahora sí estamos todos juntos.
Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, good Monday afternoon. I'm Nick Oresko, and thanks for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. We'll get to your top stories in just a moment, but first...
Now, this is breaking news from the WCCO Live Desk on CBS News Minnesota.
We're back with breaking news. I want to take you live out to South Minneapolis, where there is an active ICE presence and a chaotic scene. We'll bring you here. We'll pull it up larger. We know, we don't have a lot of information right now. We have crews on the ground.
Thank you for joining us here on KARE 11 News Now. I'm Jason Hackett, and we are following some breaking news right now. We're on the scene of a possible ICE situation in South Minneapolis. So let's tell you where this is happening. This is at Portland Avenue South and 33rd. That's just a few blocks away from Powderhorn Park. So we do not have a lot of information confirmed right now other than a large police presence is near the scene. You're taking a live look at that right now.
Hello, glad you can join us. Here's what we have for you this Wednesday. Outrage in Minneapolis.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
The FBI is investigating a fatal shooting by an ICE agent.
We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting.
Why Americans' actions are sparking anxiety in Greenland.
We've had over 400 cases of influenza A in just my area.
Plus, hospitals strained and stretched, but they get creative. Are patients okay with it?
CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo.
Tensions are high in Minnesota after an ICE agent shot and killed a 37-year-old woman during an immigration crackdown. Now, the images are disturbing. They were caught on camera and could be upsetting for you to watch.
Tonight, breaking news, an ICE agent shoots and kills a woman. The chilling images coming in now. Video on social media showing a woman partially blocking a street in her SUV being shot and killed during an immigration-related operation. An ICE agent firing multiple times as she tries to drive away. The alarming video right here tonight, the chaos that unfolded, and what Homeland Security is now claiming tonight. We're live on the scene. Also tonight, the U.S. seizing 2 oil tankers just hours apart. A Russian flag tanker among them, and tonight the new demand from the Kremlin now. And tonight what the Trump administration is now saying about the Venezuelan oil now in its possession. Martha Raddatz standing by with new reporting. The firestorm over Greenland growing tonight. The White House declaring Greenland should be part of the U.S. Tonight, even Republicans on the Hill now pushing back. One calling this amateur hour, saying this is absurd. Rachel Scott live at the White House. Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, in court, and the major shakeup in court just moments before his arraignment on murder charges in the deaths of his parents. The scare on the runway, the passenger jet landing, several tires blowing out. The terrifying landing what passengers were forced to do. 1 year ago tonight, Los Angeles was burning. Tonight, our promise to go back and what we discovered on the very street where we reported from 1 year ago. It is extraordinary, and you'll see it right here. Tonight, the former college football star and NFL player in critical condition at this hour, badly burned in a fire, and what we've learned. The food pyramid in this country has now changed tonight. What Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is now telling Americans when it comes to what they eat. And the great escape, the images tonight, what this dog is able to pull off, it has a lot of people talking.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight here with the chaos unfolding after an ICE agent shoots and kills a woman in Minneapolis. Authorities say it happened during an immigration-related operation. Chilling video of the shooting now emerging on social media tonight. And a warning here, the images are disturbing. The driver, a 37-year-old woman behind the wheel of her SUV, partially blocking an intersection. No! 2 federal agents try to open her door. You see the vehicle reverse and then drive forward. A third agent then opening fire, shooting multiple times, killing the driver, hitting her in the head.
Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopel. The breaking news right now. Chaos in Minneapolis. An ICE agent opens fire, killing a woman they claim had tried to run over the agent. The video coming in today, and you will see it. Plus, an exclusive with border czar Tom Homan. He watches the incident with us on camera. His reaction tonight.
Just tell me what you see when you see this.
Also breaking tonight, the high seas raids. The U.S. military seizes a Russian-flagged oil tanker linked to Venezuela. Charlie D'Agata is standing by. Plus, Nick Reiner in court facing charges for the alleged murder of his parents, Rob and Michelle. The arraignment abruptly postponed for weeks. A surprise move from his lawyer. What he told the court. And only in America tonight, the man who built America's team. We hit the field with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones.
That's how crazy I am about this.
Live from America, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel, reporting tonight from Dallas.
Good evening. Tonight we're on the campus of Southern Methodist University, and in a bit we're going to have more on the North Texas boom that just won't stop. But all the news tonight is much farther to the north. A deadly incident in Minneapolis. A woman, as you probably heard by now, behind the wheel of a vehicle, approached by ICE agents and told to leave.
Breaking tonight, the deadly clash in Minneapolis. An ICE officer shooting a woman in her car. The government claiming self-defense during the Trump administration's biggest immigration crackdown yet. The fatal shooting captured from multiple angles. Officers approaching the SUV, shots fired as the car moves forward. The government says she was driving at the officer. We break down the video frame by frame. Chaos erupting, protesters standing off with ICE, some officers pelted with snow. President Trump defending the shooting as the Minneapolis mayor tells agents to get out of his city. U.S. forces seize 2 Venezuelan oil tankers. The Coast Guard rappelling onto a vessel, another flying a Russian flag. Fears of an escalation with that country now. The major change to food recommendations. The Trump administration now urging Americans to eat more protein and full-fat dairy, including butter. The killer still at large a week after an Ohio couple was murdered. What a family member is now saying about a 911 call from the home months before. The surprise shakeup to Nick Reiner's defense. Why the star defense lawyer suddenly removed himself from the case. Terrifying tire blowout on a plane landing at the nation's busiest airport. What went wrong? And life-saving catch, the moment a desperate mom had to drop her children from the second floor as her house burned, and the neighbor who was there to catch them. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. We begin tonight with a city on edge. Protests growing in the streets and a nation once again divided over an officer-involved shooting. There are protests erupting in Minneapolis where it all went down. Demonstrators, you see them here clashing with police, some crowding law enforcement vehicles, pelting them with snowballs. You see it there. It all started during the largest ICE operation yet, which led to this moment. Police say a driver blocking federal officers when one of them opened fire. The incident caught on camera from multiple angles. Many who view the videos see the driver accelerating towards the officer, putting his life in danger as he appears to open fire on the driver. Others see officers aggressively swarming the vehicle and as she was trying to flee. The president of the U.S. calling the shooting fully justified.
Good evening. I'm Jeff Bennett.
And I'm Amna Navaz. On the NewsHour tonight, a woman is shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis, igniting protests in a city targeted by the Trump administration's immigration crackdown.
I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
U.S. forces seized 2 more tankers linked to Venezuela as part of President Trump's plan to take control of the nation's oil industry.
And California communities struggle to rebuild 1 year after the devastating Los Angeles fires.
It's better than it was a year ago in the sense that it doesn't look horrible, but you're reminded of what you've lost.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by...
Welcome to the NewsHour. State and local officials in Minneapolis are outraged tonight after an immigration and customs enforcement agent shot and killed a woman there. Federal officials accuse that woman of trying to run over officers with a vehicle, claiming the shooting was in self-defense.
The city's mayor says the video tells a different story. Liz Landers starts our coverage, and a warning: the video in this report is disturbing.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Tim Blotz here as we continue to follow our developing story of a woman shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis earlier today. Now, this happened at the corner of 34th and Portland, and we now know the woman's name is Renee Nicole Good. She was 37 years old. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem with earlier tonight said that Good had been stalking ICE agents this morning and used her car as a weapon against those agents.
Now at 9, growing sadness and outrage as the community mourns a woman killed by a federal immigration officer in Minneapolis.
We're following this complicated breaking news story.
What we're seeing is the consequences of governance designed to generate fear, headlines, and conflict.
This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop.
As an investigation begins into what happened and how it unfolded. Plus,
from the video that I saw, it didn't tell the whole picture.
5 Investigates is taking an in-depth look at several videos we're seeing from the moment shots rang out, as a former federal agent provides context for us.
First it was closed, then it was open, and now it's closed again. I'm Eric Rasmussen at the Minneapolis daycare at the center of social media attention and allegations of fraud. The new developments raising all new questions tonight.
Those stories and more right now on Eyewitness News on 45 TV.
And good evening, everyone. Breaking news tonight, the Minnesota National Guard is on standby, ready to react after a Minneapolis woman was shot by a federal agent during what Homeland Security calls a targeted ICE operation.
It appears all is calm right now after what has been a chaotic day.
Right now on WCCO News, hundreds flood the streets for a woman killed by a federal officer. After a day of chaos and anger, mixed messages between federal,
Governor Walz and Mayor Frey refuse to protect Minnesotans,
local and state leaders.
Do you have no decency?
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
The eyes of the nation trained on the Twin Cities.
What the
Nobody had to die.
After the deadly ICE shooting.
This is WCCO News, always streaming on CBS News Minnesota.
A powerful show of support. Several hundred people are gathered in the streets of Minneapolis tonight, burning candles, holding signs, singing and chanting, all honoring the life of a 37-year-old woman, a U.S. citizen who was shot and killed by an ICE agent today. Cell phone footage shows one angle of what happened. You heard 3 shots fired, a crash, and then witnesses running to help. The woman who was shot died at the hospital. The head of Homeland Security called that driver a domestic terrorist who was trying to run over an ICE agent. She says the agent who shot that woman saved his own life and the life of his partners.
WDIO News at 10 starts now.
Minnesota, we're sticking together. We're going to stick together. And they are not going to come into this state and do this to us in silence.
We are going to continue to operate here in Minneapolis and in the state of Minnesota to make sure we're going after dangerous criminals.
Yeah, many of us have seen what unfolded in the metro today, and strong emotions are being felt across Minnesota. Tonight, many Minnesotans left their homes to make their voices heard here in the Twin Ports. Community members came together for 2 candlelit vigils. This comes after a Minneapolis woman was shot by a federal agent during what Homeland Security calls a targeted ICE operation. We have lots to get into tonight, from heated reaction from Minnesota officials to an incident involving federal agents here in the Northland. Good evening, I'm Dylan Morello. We're starting off with what we know so far about the incident in which federal officials say 37-year-old Renee Good tried to run from agents, forcing them to open fire and killing her. Now, details about the incident remain in dispute. However, images we will be showing you tonight may be disturbing to some.
Right now at 10, thousands gather in Minneapolis, Duluth, and beyond tonight, protesting today's deadly ICE shooting and remembering the woman killed after a pointed message from the governor.
If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully, as you always do.
Where things stand in the state with the National Guard on standby. Plus, Minnesota's fraud scandal takes center stage in Washington.
You're telling me I can get a foreign doctor without an American license to just check a box?
Congressman Pete Stauber uses the moment to slam Minnesota's new paid leave program. And flu cases skyrocket. How Northland hospitals and nursing homes are handling one of the worst outbreaks in years.
Live from the KBJR TV studios, this is Northern News Now.
Amid a massive immigration crackdown in the Twin Cities, an ICE agent this morning fatally shot a woman. The incident sparking outrage and, as you can see tonight, protests across the metro, as well as Duluth and large cities nationwide. Good evening, I'm Dan Wool.
And I'm Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us. The woman shot and killed has been identified as 37-year-old Renee Good.
Tonight, protesters have filled the streets all across the state demanding answers.
Now, there are 2 different accounts of what happened. The Trump administration claims it was a vehicle ramming incident and that fatal shots were fired by ICE agents as a defensive measure.
However, many who've seen the footage say that doesn't appear to be the case. We're going to show you cell phone video of the shooting. And be warned, it is disturbing.